yeah, so the knight, his name was Oscar, right? He was supposed to be very important. He was almost supposed to be like a deuteragonist, is that the right word? Where he's like the protagonist, but you're obviously the protagonist, so he's like the secondary protagonist. He's an important character. You could almost, without spoilers, I don't know if anyone's going to get this reference, you could almost compare him to Fuma from the anime X. Oh, what the hell? Real question is, ow, fuck. I was trying to do a parry. I was trying to do a parry. That's unfair. Give me a parry. Ah, ah, ah. That was almost terrible. All right, let's go. Aha, got you, bitch. Now you might be able to hear him stomping around. Let's see if we can see him through this hole. Okay, we can't really see him, but the asylum demon is in there. There's one of the messages through that window. This will lead us to his fight. This just brings us to here. And what is this over here? A parry. This is an armored knight. Variant we'll see a little later. You know, he's a little bit tougher. He can block your attacks, whatever. The only enemies besides that demon that you fight here are undead, because we're in the undead asylum. Basically the way the lore structures it is, it seems like there's no cure for being undead. People don't know how to cure it, how to make you stay dead, if they could bring you back to life and like actually be alive and not just this weird like immortality, and that because undead are constantly going hollow, it's a big problem. So they didn't know what to do, so they locked us all up in these different undead asylums. I can't remember, I think there's an item description, I don't know if we have it, that implies that there's more than one undead asylum. This is the key that Oscar gave us for the second floor. Yeah. But yeah, I believe there's some assumption somewhere that there's more than one undead asylum. We also didn't read the lore on this, so this undead treasure, or sorry, the undead treasure, these dull green flasks filled with Estus at a bonfire. It fills your HP. The Estus flasks are linked to the Firekeepers. The Dark Tales also make reference. An emerald flask from the Keeper's soul. She lives to protect the flame and dies to protect it further. The Dark Tales, you see that noun, like that thing it's referencing, are never brought up ever again. So it's not that important. This is the Black Separation Crystal. This is for online and stuff. Basically just lets you banish a phantom. If you summon in co-op to help you, you can banish them if you don't like them, or if you want them to leave, you can leave someone else's world. But it says beware fickle use of this item if you intend to nurture relations. I think it means if you do it too much, it'll fuck with your connection, and then you won't be able to connect to anyone for a while. This is the dark sign. This is what makes us an undead. Yeah, see, the dark sign signifies an accursed undead. Those branded with it are reborn after death, but will one day lose their mind and go hollow. Death triggers the dark sign, which returns its bearer to the last bonfire rested at, but at the cost of all humanity and souls. So, you can use this to teleport back to a checkpoint, but you lose basically everything. So, it's not really worth it, unless you're in like a big bind. But, yeah. Let's fight this boss. We're gonna do a jumping attack off. Boom, and we're gonna get some big damage. This is the Asylum Demon. Oh, this is what a lot of people think knocked Oscar. Oh god. Oh no, I'm stuck in the wall. Oh, is this gonna be a death? A lot of people think this is what knocked Oscar into that room you find him in. Ow. I'm being too greedy. Glug, glug, glug. Goodbye. Hey, what do you know, we did it. Big Pilgrim's Key and victory achieved. And we got a humanity for that. If you notice, we can still hear some stomping around. I don't know if that's picking up, but you can definitely still hear stomping. Huh, I wonder what that could be. Let's check out the lore on that key. It opens an inner door of the Undead Asylum main hall. Big key belonging to a chosen undead pilgrim. But this chosen undead knows not what this pilgrim has in store. Okay. This brings us out here. From the devs, good job. Go straight ahead. Now there is something over here. Well, actually, there's a couple things over here. I think there's an item down here. Tucked away in this corner. Yep. Soul of a lost undead. Those are consumable souls. You pop them. You know, give you enough souls to maybe buy some items or get a level.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
This is Snuggly the Crow. She is an NPC trader. There's no visual for her, so don't worry about that. You have to drop something there, and then you have to exit your game to interact with her. So it's definitely a little goofy sometimes. But yeah, let's go. See what we have in store up on this hill.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead
Background
shall
doesn't
be
look great,
chosen
but that's fine.
to leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Lordran, the main setting of the game. Cool name. Very close to Lordaeron or whatever the fuck from WoW. The city of people that were turned undead when Arthas became the... Or when he picked up Shadowmourne, or when the fucking Scourge came through, something like that. I can't quite remember. Been a long time. And here we are. We have arrived at the main hub of the video game. In Lordran, level up and kindle at bonfires. The Firelink Shrine with this beautiful, beautiful music in the background. This is like my favorite area in the entire game. Definitely one of them. We're gonna rest here. We're gonna get some levels. We're gonna put one in health. So these are all, you know, the stats you have in the game. Vitality is your health. Attunement is if you want magic. We don't have any slots yet, so we'll go ahead and put 2 into that because I plan to get heal, and that'll pretty much top us off for now. We didn't get that many souls, but that's fine. We'll talk to this guy in just a moment. We're just gonna putz around in Firelink Shrine for a little bit. We'll talk to you now. This is the Crestfallen Warrior. He's basically a staple of these video games, Demon Souls included. He's not the same character, but he exists in some form in pretty much all of the games.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first, but there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
Alright, I love this guy. Yeah, basically, you know, Oscar, the knight that gave us the key, told us that in his family there's that saying that the undead shall maketh pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords, Lordran. Basically, we're learning the quote-unquote, like, legendary myth, aka prophecy, that a chosen undead is supposed to come to Lordran, and then when they get to Lordran, where we're at right now, technically Lordran is the big ass city up there. You can kind of see its walls and stuff. We're right on the outskirts of it. You can also see an item, a couple items, way out there in the distance, those little dots. But we come here and then we learn that we have to ring a bell of awakening. And then the first guy here tells us that there's actually two of them. One up above and one far below. So why don't we talk to him again?
Hmm? What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
The waterway and the aqueduct he was talking about is the place where we see that little dot on the top right. That's the waterway we have to walk through. Also, I had to cut a small part because you could hear my niece crying in the background, explaining the humanity, which is basically those double digits you see that are lit up. Before, I showed you in the asylum that I was all undead and nasty. I used the humanity, which was one of these, to return. You know, you basically what you do is you pop it. Here, I'll pop one just to be sure, just to show you again. So you pop it. Boom, it adds 1 to your little meter up there. Then you sit here and you reverse hollowing. I can't do it because I've already done it, so I'm human again. That's not a cure for the undead curse, but it's just like a functional gameplay thing. I've restored my humanity. I can now participate in PvP and stuff like that. It also allows you to kindle bonfires. So you notice I have 10 Estus. I only had 5 before, because this bonfire at Lordran in the hub of Firelink Shrine automatically starts out kindled one time. So I can't kindle it again. Normally, you can kindle to a max of 20 Estus, because for each kindling you get 5 more Estus. So, you know, the bonfires in the Undead Asylum only are kindled once, so they get 5 Estus. This is kindled twice, I get 10. I should be able to do it more. Cannot kindle further without secret right. So we need to get a key item that allows us to kindle up to 20 Estus. And that's also only per bonfire. So if I went and rested at another bonfire, I would only get 5 charges back. But there's a little bit to explore here. Oh, not right there. Sorry, I got a little bit flipped up, turned upside down. There's little items, couple items here and there. There's some black fire bombs. I lied, just fire bombs. Those aren't bad. This will be an area later in the game where many NPCs will show up to talk to you. And here's another NPC right here.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted.
His name's Haircut.
I am Petrus of Firelink. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Ow. The burns.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Thank you.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles?
I would like that.
Please you?
Very much, sir. Yes.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Join covenant, abandons former covenants. These are basically just like they're just like a group you're a part of. Usually they all have pros and cons. Like being in this covenant allows him to sell me miracles. Covenant established.
Now let me share. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
We can do a couple of different things. Not every NPC will have a menu like this. Usually it's just people you can interact with on a deeper sense. I can purchase item. If I ever left his covenant to join another one, because you can only be in one at a time, I could come back and enter it. again. He has all these miracles here. I ain't got no money, and they're holy shit, they're expensive. Wow, they're way more expensive than I remember. Okay, well, that's a heal. Great heal excerpt, right? Homeward teleports you to the nearest, or sorry, your last rested at bonfire. Interesting, the lore on it. Would normally link to one's homeland, only the curse of the undead has distorted its power, redirecting casters to a bonfire. Or perhaps for undead, this serves as their home. Interesting lore. This is force. It's like a giant blast around you, but it doesn't do damage. There are versions of it later in the game that will do damage, but this one is it just staggers people. Seek guidance. This allows you to see more messages from other worlds. And then this is just a weaker form of heal. These are talismans. These are what you need to cast, miracles and stuff like that. This one has some lore. This talisman is only granted to high-ranking Thorland clerics. Has high miracle adjustment, which thanks to divine protection is not dependent on faith. Now these things you see all these numbers everywhere, right? There's one, where does it say? Magic adjust, right there, 39. That basically is like a multiplier for how strong your spells will be. So when you upgrade, I don't know if you can upgrade talismans in this one, that might only be in 2 and 3. But that depends. So like if I had a talisman that had a magic adjust of 50, it would be stronger than this talisman. My heals would be stronger, my spells would be stronger, all that jazz. We can also talk to him a little bit.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm.
Interesting.
An undead mission? Regrettably, but you are my pupil.
Oh, I didn't mean to skip that.
If you show your faith.
I have to show you my dedication by giving you money? Yes, but I don't have the money. Insufficient dedication. So,
Again,
you see that's a little bit, for someone who supposedly is a good man, it's a little weird. I shouldn't tell you about my secret church's doings, but I think I can do it if you slide me some dough on the side.